In this video, I'm going to cover 3 resources that you can use to download free and legal astronomy images. These include space, galaxies, astronauts, lunar missions, vintage artwork, and modern high-definition illustrations. Now, these are free for commercial use. So we're talking t-shirts, coffee mugs, art prints, or even if you just want to make a great slideshow or art project for the house. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. So images with space and the sun and the moon, they're really popular for artwork and for t-shirts. But if I type in the word space into Google and I just do a quick image search, I get back all sorts of websites. Now, I've got 2 major issues with this sort of hunting for images. Number 1, I can't guarantee that all of these images are public domain. I don't know if maybe Forbes paid for some sort of licensing that, is not, so they're not using a public domain image. Secondly, I can't always get the highest quality images from people's blog posts and from news sites. So the suggestions I've got in this video are both public domain, so they're legal, especially for commercial use. And second, they're really high quality images as well. So let's go to the first website that I want to recommend. All right, the first website that I want to recommend here is called NASA on the Commons, and it's a Flickr album. And Flickr, if you've never heard of Flickr before, it's sort of like Pinterest in the sense that it's a visual pastiche of photos and albums. And so what I really like about this website is this is NASA, and they're doing a Flickr album, and there's all these different subsets. And what I really like about this is every single one of these photos is public domain. So I'm just going to open up, for example, Neptune and its moons. I'm going to click on that. And what I get is 10 photos, and then I get all the individual photos. So I'm going to click on this purple one, for example. And now what I can see here with this is it gives a little bit of a history. And then it says over here on the right-hand side, no known copyright restrictions, which is good. There's some tags. And then I can also download the photo very easily. Over on the right-hand side, there's a download this photo. Now, if I go back to the album, I can download the whole album. So there's some albums that have a lot of photos, and you just click on this little download button, and you can get like all of the photos. Sometimes there's 30, 40, even a couple hundred photos in there. Now, it'll be a big file, mind you, but it's really nice. There's a lot of old history photos here as well, and they're pretty like high quality, If we go to the lunar module one here, for example, there's 35 photos, and a lot of them are really high quality. One of the problems I've got with NASA, and I don't want to complain because these are all free photos, but sometimes they'll just upload hundreds of thousands of very similar pictures of the lunar craft, and now you're sifting for hours through just very similar photos. What they've done is they've taken most of the highlights photos, like this is a gorgeous one here, Gumdrop meets Spider. This is, a pretty nice one. And when I click on it, you can see it's pretty high res. So that's a really cool photo. Even gets bigger there. And then you can just download the photo here on the right. Again, there's no copyright restrictions. And then it even gives you a nice little sort of background on it. So these are really nice if you want to make art prints or t-shirts or coffee mugs. Again, these are public domain. And I think the quality of this album is really high. There's a lot in this album or albums. There's a lot on this website. And, the list goes on and on. You also have these vintage illustrations. So these are patches. So this one is the International Space Station patches. So I'm going to click on this one with the 40 photos. And this gives us nice illustrations that you can use as well. And again, these are pretty high quality. So here's Expedition 11, and this is the emblem. And, it'll give you any sort of restrictions on these photos. There's no known copyright restrictions on this. And again, it's pretty high quality, right? You can zoom right in. It's a nice high quality design. So what I actually do with these sort of designs is I'll do custom work. I do a lot of custom work off of my side of my desk. And so people will want to have, like, say, this sort of a crest, but they'll want to have like their kid's name in here or something, or their hometown or something like that. So these are really nice to use just as base images if you ever want to make some custom images for, you know, a custom job. The next website that I really like using is NASA, but it's an offshoot of NASA. It's called NASA Jet Propulsion Laboratory. And this website is pretty fun. It's kind of geared towards students and kids to help make learning fun. So on the main page, you're going to see things like latest news. There's some cool articles, and I really like the way it's written. And there's a lot of like little infographics as well. So this website's always changing. So depending on when you're watching this video, I would just recommend you go over here to the gallery section. And I'm just going to do some highlights of this website. So there's a piece of this website called Visions of the Future. And you've probably seen these posters floating around the internet if you've done any sort of like space, you know, image exploration online. These are on t-shirts. I've actually gotten these printed onto t-shirts in the past just for myself. I really like these posters. And I've also changed stuff in the posters and made some custom work for clients as well. You know, this one, for example, right here, this one in the middle with the guy with the tuxedo, you can remove like this text, for example, if if you're pretty good in Photoshop, or even just you got basic skills, and then you can make, a custom poster for, somebody else. So these are really nice travel posters, and you can print these, these are public domain. There's some frequently asked questions down here. Can I get copies? Is it okay for me to print them? Yes, it is. So, I would recommend that you have a look through this website. I really like a lot of the funky, sort of fun images that they've got on the JPL website. Here's another piece that I like on the JPL website, and it's called The Slice of History. And there's some really nice images that are like vintage NASA, like the golden age of NASA. And there's some really neat images here as well. This is the Titan Saturn mission artwork from 1976. So here's some vintagey looking, artwork. And, they've got an article about it. And then, you can download the JPEG. So there's some really cool, old style artwork here. There's another page here called printouts and downloads. And this is designed for students. And so there's a lot of different posters. Now, not every link is active as of today. There's a couple that go, oops, 404 error, but that's okay. They're probably just updating their website. And there's more stuff than that was here even just a month ago. Now I'm going to put links to these websites in the comments section down in the video so you can see exactly where I'm going. But there's a lot of people that watch these videos on TV and they don't have access to the comments. So I'm just going to show you one way you can do this next one. This one's called Raw Pixel, and you can go Raw Pixel NASA. If you just type that in, you'll get this NASA space photography free public domain. I really, really like the way Raw Pixel is set up. I'll show you a few reasons why I like it. First of all, I just find the website really clean. There's just not a lot of junk on it. And then you can see right in the top of each page, each picture rather, it says free. Okay, so that's kind of nice. And then if I click on any one individual picture, so let's say I want to do this one here with the big planet. I'm going to open that up. And when I open this up, this gives me right on the right-hand side a description. It tells me it's free, and then it also says public domain. So Raw Pixel I find is really easy to navigate. So if you don't want to do a deep dive and you don't want to go into the NASA Commons, I love the NASA Commons, but it can be like you're wandering into like the Library of Congress. It's like, good grief, there's a lot of photos. This is just really nicely laid out. And then you can download either the web size or the large size or the original size. And so when you click on original size, I already downloaded this one because I'm using it for a project. But what happens is when you click on the download button, it will just give you the image, and then you can just save the image. So you can do like kind of small, medium, and then large. I'm just going to go back here to Raw Pixel. The other thing I like as well is you can do curated, popular, and new. So if you're just wondering what's new, you can click on new, and then you can look through all of these images. I find these images are really, really high quality. So I'm just going to click on this one, for example. This is an old Skylab picture. And what I like about this is you can see the image, and then you can even see the pixel size as well on the right-hand side. So the original size, you can do the web size, large size, and then the original size is 7368 by 5433. That's pretty big, right? So if you download that, you get a pretty nice big image. And then again, you can use this for art projects. Again, you could just put it on a t-shirt, but my preference would be, crop it, clip it, add some text in, do something, to kind of make it your own. And you can have a really nice space collection of, vintage artwork, or even just, some really cool pictures. I'm going to click on the popular one now, and you're going to see some images that are, pretty standard stuff. Like, for example, this one with the astronaut is one of the most famous pictures of all time. This one of the Earth is also really super famous. But, you get a lot of really high quality images that are both on Earth, and out in space as well. So again, I would recommend taking a look through here and finding images that work for your collections. There's a lot of different planets. There's a lot of different sort of like what I call engineered photos. Like this is a great example of an engineered photo. I actually put this on a hoodie and, on an all over hoodie. And I just love this graphic. But again, this isn't a real picture. I mean, there's no way all the planets have been lined up with a big graph, but it's a really high quality computer generated picture. And again, over on the right, it says public domain. It's free. It's a really nice high quality image. So, I recommend taking a look through Raw Pixel, and, it's very easy to navigate. You've got free stuff, and you've got, all sorts of images, not just NASA images. I mean, you can search through Raw Pixel and you can see all sorts of different images. So I hope you guys found that helpful. There's a ton of space images online. So what I would recommend you do is go high quality wherever possible and go to the original source wherever possible, because that way you can prove up that you're using public domain images. Hope you found that helpful. Thank you so much for watching.